is your ultimate goal for the Black community, and how do you plan to position yourself and your brand in order to make that happen? Aside from you being involved in and wanting to be involved in nonprofits and trying to help out with the children, what else do you see yourself doing, and what else do you see yourself brand helping with?
Yeah, that's really big, man. I've thought about like what I can do, like product wise, as far as maybe giving certain products away that could be of use to somebody who's in a less fortunate position. But a lot of different things I've thought about, um, that I really would like to get into in the future. Whether that's volunteering, as far as cooking meals for the homeless. But I kind of want to think outside the box and figure out some ways to help the community in ways that either haven't been done before, or are a lot less popular. Um, as far as what I want to see for the Black community, I really want to see us support each other more. Um, I've seen a tremendous outpour of support for the brand, but it's uh it's a very small percentage of the total Black two-way population. Um, if we can, I remember a couple of months ago there was a brand called the Beanie Bar, um, and they became pretty big off of their handmade beanies. The durag store that was probably about a year ago, that went viral, and Black people came to support, in mass. Um, my vision would be to see that happen, but without it having to go viral. Just us seeing, hey, there's a Black brand that puts out decent product. Let me check it out. I like their photography. I like how they do this. I like how they do that. It looks really legit. I'm gonna help. To where you don't have to look at, oh, did that person that's next to me do it? Did that person that's next to them do it? All right, well, maybe I guess I'll do it too. To where it's more of just I guess it would be like a innate function for you to just support. Whether that's in the form of, I've thought about like trying to form like a coalition of Black people who want to see certain brands thrive. Um, as far as like maybe we could put together some money together and invest in certain businesses on a month by month basis or week by week, whatever amount of people that we have. If it's enough to do it every week, then we could do that. But then you get into the realm of people not trusting people with their money and all that type of stuff. So it all boils down to our psychology as a people. We have to learn how to trust each other more, and we also have to learn how to be more trustworthy. um that's a big part of it too. But at the end of the day, we have to, it's becoming extremely important for us to become our own community. And that doesn't mean we have to excommunicate anybody else. Like, I'm never talking to another white person in my life. Like, it doesn't have to be that deep. But we need to have our own community where we have our own schools, we have our own hospitals, we have our own libraries, we have our own what else, like transportation, all of those basic functions of a community. We need to have that. We need to have a place that we can go when nobody else wants us around. Because right now we don't have that. If Instagram was like, you know everybody that's Black needs to get off of this social media um platform, we wouldn't have anywhere else to go. If they were like, look at, like, if all social media companies said that, we would have nowhere else to go. Whereas, it might be the same for other people, but they would also have somebody within their community that's like maybe a billionaire or a high-end millionaire that could be like, look, man, forget it. I'll foot the bill for us to build our own. We have far less millionaires and billionaires in our community than a lot of others. So we're at a disadvantage in a lot of ways. So I would love to see us get to the point where that's less of an issue. And the only way that can happen is through that support, that financial support for brands like OGUN Gear, or even your mom's shea butter business. Whatever the case may be, whatever that looks like for us, we need to support and unquestionably support and continue to support, not just buy one thing one time and that's it. We need to continuously make that effort to support. And that's one thing I've tried to do with like my Black Friday initiative, where I encourage people every Friday to support Black businesses. And before I quit my job, I was also supporting Black businesses with OGUN Gear's money. So every Friday I would take anywhere from $25-$50 to invest in another business, and in exchange for their product, of course, but to invest and help their economy to grow using my economy. So I had to slow down with that a little bit because, of course, quitting your job is not easy, man. I don't have that consistent income coming in anymore, so every single sale that comes in matters to me. But
do you have the receipts?
I do have some receipts.
Because that may be a tax write-off, because you supporting other businesses, especially brand new fledgling or flourishing businesses, there's got to be some type of write-off for that. I'm not a financial advisor or anything, or expert.
Yeah.
I would think that there's got to be some benefit to it.
Oh yeah, those types of receipts, yeah, I do, because usually it's online. I thought you meant like in the community we say receipts. Like, you got any evidence, fool?
Stop the cat.
Be like, bro, I don't know if I took a picture of everything.
I swear, man, I swear.
Exactly. Yeah, I do have receipts for most of that stuff. I did catch on to that later on. I was like, this is probably a tax write-off. So yeah, definitely, bro. But yeah, that's pretty much what I see us needing and my role in it. I just want to help to get us to see the importance of investing in ourselves and investing in others like us.
I definitely agree with that, especially because like I said, I work in the field of customer service, and with all this C-19 mess going on, it's like there's been a lot of what I would probably consider mental health issues, to the point where I've seen a lot of, let's just say, I've seen a lot of our cousins, because they in the family, but let's just say they got a lot going on.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of them acting up, and I think that mentality kind of flows over into some of the business aspects, because it's one thing, like you said, if you're working to get from point A to point B, you can appreciate the journey and appreciate the rewards that come with it after you get to where you need to be at, versus people coming up saying, do this because I'm Black. I've seen that a lot at my job, man, because when these people do something wrong, and a normal person that has common sense and realizes that they need to take accountability, when they realize what they've done wrong, they should sit back and say, okay, so this is where I messed up at. Not throw out something like, you Black like me, this is what you're supposed to do, you Black like me. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So that's one reason I think that the whole unity aspect isn't really where it should be. And I really, like you, I would really love to see more of a unified Black society. And like you said, we need to get past those teachings, because if we continue to keep the slave mentality, even now in 2021, about to be 2022 in the next couple of months, we can't go into another year thinking like slaves, feeling like slaves, waiting on somebody to do it for us. You know, we got to get it out the mud, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I really would love to see that happen. I think what you just said, as far as investing in the black companies to create a better community, I wholeheartedly think that's a good idea. And you know, it would be great to see how we can even make that happen. So yeah, man, definitely keep that going. Definitely keep that mentality.
Man, appreciate it, bro. I will.
Yeah, it's something that needs to. It's far past the point of needing to happen. Should have been done like yesterday, and you know, it's gonna take people with that type of mindset to see it happen. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you pretty much answered. You answered a good 3 questions. That I had within that last. Yeah, man, bars.
Yes, sir.
So let me see. Here's the last question. It might be the biggest one I got for you.
All right.
How do you think we take back our black image regarding the Second Amendment? Because, you know, you usually see the stereotypical, you know, the black dude in movies. He's usually gangster, or he got his pants sagging, or he's selling, you know, illegal firearms, like in, you know, that Netflix series, The Punisher. Not saying that there weren't good black people in there, but, you know, the black dude in there he wasn't just in The Punisher, he was also in Daredevil too, but he was selling illegal firearms.
Yeah.
Or you got the dude that's pushing drugs, or you got the stereotypical, I hate to say this, but gangsters use high points and revolvers. Like, how do you get past that? Because I honestly think that is one reason why it's hard to, as a black person, get sponsorship from some of the bigger names like Smith & Wesson, Ruger, you know, God, I can't think of anybody else right now, but you see where I'm going with this. And as another example of that, I noticed that anytime there's like a fan site started by a black person, you know, as soon as they, like say for example, they tag Canic, or it's pronounced Yannick, but you know, regardless, it's Turkish. But they'll tag them in the post, and then all of a sudden they'll look up and they'll get kind of a cease and desist thing from them, because the post that they put up is basically showing some gangster shit, you know. So how do we take our image back, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like I mean, I don't know, a part of me is like, you know, that might be that person's image, and I wouldn't ask anybody to change their image for anyone else. But to go along with that, we also need to show all the other people that are involved in the two-way community. And that goes far deeper than just us that are in the community. You know, like you said, the Punisher, like that goes down to our entertainment, that goes down to you know, well, I mean, that would cover entertainment, would cover books and things like that, but like newspapers, the news in general, whatever the case may be, we need more representation in those spaces so that we are able to kind of control more of the narrative, to be able to put out what we wish to put out, what shows the average black man or shows the average black woman, rather than what they want to show of us. So you know, whether that looks like us creating our own news outlets, or that's us you know, integrating into the news outlets that are already there. And I'm not speaking of just like a news anchor, I mean like high level positions, individuals that are truly down for the community as well, because let's be honest, there are some people who are in our community that wish to be in other communities, wish to be accepted. You know, that's an important thing to add. You know, some people like that, are in those positions of power that I'm speaking of. And in my opinion, their outlook on us as a people would probably be no better than any white man or white woman that would look at us and think that, hey, that dude's a thug or whatever the case may be. So we have to get people who are truly down for the community into those places of power, or create our own. As far as entertainment, we need people in those rooms as well, or we need to create our own room. And as far as what we can do in the 2A community is be a little more vocal with our support. Show, maybe you might not be comfortable with showing that you carry a gun every day or whatever, but lawyers, doctors, scientists, whatever the case may be, might work for NASA or whatever, but you carry a gun. You might need to be a little more vocal with that, whether that's joining a podcast, and that's where you would come in, being a host, reaching out to people like that may be willing to, maybe they don't want to show their face, but they can tell their story to where it shows a different side of the Second Amendment community regarding Black people.
Right, I definitely agree with that. And now that I think about it, you will have, I guess, kind of the one-offs every now and then from what's the magazine? The Concealed Carry magazine that is USCCA created.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the cover that actually did have a Black person on it. Somebody that shared my same reflection, and I was like, okay, cool. So they're not just going out of their way to try and, for lack of a better description, whitewash their whole image. But
exactly.
Still, I can definitely agree with the fact that we do need our own media. One of the biggest ways we can stop that, as far as getting our image into a more positive area, is to, as a certain YouTuber said, we need to stop taking those jobs. To bring up the Asian community a long time ago, when they had those films, the little Asian exploitation films. Because let's be real, anybody of a different race back then, they were getting films made based on their stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
I think it got to the point where, especially with Bruce Lee, he's like, I'm tired of taking these roles. I don't want to be the Kato anymore. I don't want to be the Chopsaki chopstick dude. I want to display my people in a more positive light.
Yep.
So he went and he got his own studio. He made his own films, and here we are today. We've got, kung fu films based off of Asian history that's still going on.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the Black history films, I mean, it's
on
hard.
Slavery.
Oh God. Yeah, 12 Years a Slave, and the last time there was even a Tuskegee film made, as far as I can remember right now, was when George Lucas did it. But there's no, and I'm not saying, as far as historical stuff that was bad. Honestly, I didn't like it. I can't remember the name of it. Was it Red Tails? Yeah, it was Red Tails. Side note, I didn't like that movie because it felt like I was watching a Black version of Star Wars, especially when the Germans had their aircraft come in. It looked like a Naboo starfighter, and I'm like, oh damn, okay, so the Germans got that Empire technology. Okay, cool. They're gonna start swinging lightsabers in a minute, but nonetheless, I have multiple reasons as to why I didn't like it, and I hate the fact that what gets thrown out there is the fact that you need to go see it because you're Black. Like I said a minute ago, that's not good enough. I want to see us establish something to where I'm like, shoot, Ogun Studios got a movie coming out? Oh yeah, I definitely got to see that. That last movie that came out, it was a box office smash. Got to see it. Not we got Shaft Part 25 coming out. You got to see it because you're black. It boils down to the quality, and
exactly
the quality of our image right now definitely needs a facelift. Definitely needs to be changed, especially considering the number of first-time black gun owners out there, and so many other reasons. So, you know, maybe we can find a way to do that too. Hopefully, 2022 is coming around the corner. It's a good time to just basically get our people back on track.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned quality as well, and you know that's something I wanted to touch on. You know, quality is something that I place extreme value on, because of what you just said. Like, I don't want people to feel like, oh, I gotta support OGUN Gear just because it's black owned. I mean, even though that's a good way to look at it. I mean, I think we probably should do that, but like I said, at the same time, that's not an excuse to put out a bad product just because you feel like people should support it just because they're black.
Right.
You know, so that's an emphasis that I really put on things, and I think that probably could be a part of the reason why some of the bigger names in the two-way community don't really mess with OGUN Gear, is because it, you know, it's kind of second class to, like you said, like a 511 or a Savior equipment or anything like that. So you know, but we have to have a balance between, like, okay, is it that this person doesn't care about quality, or is it just because that they haven't reached that level of support yet to be able to afford to put out something of quality, of the same quality as something like these major brands? Because we got to understand, you know, some of these brands have been in existence for over 10 years. So that means they've been collecting people's money for over 10 years, making, you know, putting out new reiterations of different products that they've put out in the past, and collected information on, like, what do you guys think we can change on this? So you're, you know, comparing a company that has only been around for a year to a company that's been around for 20 years and probably came out of the gate with way more money than this company even had access to. So you know, I feel like on one hand we should support regardless, and on the other hand, like on the business owner side, you know, we got to put out quality products as well.
Yeah, that I can definitely get behind 100%, because it's like you know CMOS, right?
Yeah, CMOS, yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is probably, I don't know how they're doing now versus back then, but the whole Usha Island CMOS, that, you know, Dr. Sebi's island, whenever you had, and my girlfriend can tell you more about this than I can, because she's done the whole alkaline vegan diet, the Sebi vegan diet for a long time. You know, we both need to get back on it, but I ain't say that. You know, love you, babe.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but God, you know, the way your body feels, but nonetheless, you know, they had their own products that they keyword consistently put out there, and they utilized in their island, on Usha Island, and you know, they backed their products with their guarantee, and they backed their products with their consistent work, which at the end of the day created consistent quality guaranteed products versus you know, that's the direction I see you going in, versus you know, somebody that puts out a product, or you know, they put out one t-shirt, right? Because I got a couple of friends that are they're trying to do the t-shirt business too. You know, they put out one t-shirt and they expect it to boom, and then all of a sudden it doesn't boom, so then that's it. They don't create any more products. They're like, well, this sucks, I ain't doing this no more. And then that's how you get those videos of people on YouTube saying that this doesn't work because it's a sham, and let me tell you why, when they only took one step towards that direction. So to take it back to the CMOS, it's about the same, because you've got large quantities of companies out there producing quote unquote CMOS, but yet you've got a small handful of companies that can produce the quality. So even though, let's say for example 511 or Savior or whatever, they might have started in somebody's garage, and they are your competition. But at the end of the day, the best way to overcome that competition is to stand squarely right there on your, in front of them or alongside them and say, you know what, this is OGUN Gear. I'm here no matter what. I'm going to keep pushing. And at the end of the day, when Christmas hits, you'll see me right on those shelves with those other brands. It might take me a year. It might take me 2 years. It might take me a long amount of time. It doesn't matter because I'm still going forward. That is my only aim. As Luke Cage said in that Luke Cage series on Netflix, Luke Cage and Pops, forward. Always forward. That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what keeps me going, man. I made a commitment to quality products, and not only quality products, but quality products that will improve in time. So I mean, that's my goal, man. Even though I may not be able to stand alongside those other major brands right now with the same exact quality product they have, I guarantee you continue to support year after year after year, you'll see it within the next couple of years.
I'll be looking forward to it, man.
Absolutely.
Shoot. On that note, been a hell of a conversation. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yes, sir.
You want to shout anybody out? Do you want to leave your contact information? How people can find out where they can purchase OGUN Gear or just get in contact with you?
Absolutely. The best way to stay in contact is through email. You can go to www.ogungear.com and join the email list. Behind that, I would say on our socials, OGUN Gear on Instagram, OGUN Gear on Twitter, and also OGUN Gear on Facebook as well. That's it for as far as how you can reach us. But just to leave on a positive note. OGUN Gear is a brand that's committed to our people, always will be. It's a brand that I never intend to sell. So I'll always be here. I definitely want our people to be, like you said, painted in the way that depicts the entire community. I don't want to wash anybody's image. I want to show us as we are, because I've met hood dudes that are like some of the best people that I've met, and I've met polished dudes that are some of the worst people I've ever met.
Facts.
So I don't want to ever wash anybody's image. They are exactly who God made them to be. Support Black businesses, support Black creators, and do what you got to do. Much love to the Black Powder podcast. Any of your listeners that you currently have, I know you recently just started, but even if it's 10 people, I'm a testament, bro. It's 10 people that mean something, So much love to y'all. I'm actually gonna leave you with a code. You can shop on ogungear.com and use the code Black Powder, and you'll get 10% off of your order.
Oh wow, that's cool. I appreciate that. The funny thing is, I actually got, far as I know, I got some subscribers in Dublin and Berlin. So shout out to y'all. I still find that amazing. I didn't even know it was gonna go that far, but if y'all really are out there listening in Dublin and Berlin, hey, appreciate it.
That's wonderful, bro.
I mean, hey, it's we got Black people everywhere, and even if you're not Black, I mean, hey, thank you for the attention, thank you for the time. Feel free to share, man. We got to spread this.
Yes, sir.
But, hey, I appreciate you for coming up on this podcast, OG. And definitely gonna to have you back. This was great. But you know what? We got to call it an end. This mag has been dumped. This is the Black Powder Podcast with OGUN Gear. Signing
All right.
off.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks for being here. We'll get you back. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.